like I used to start. My name is Eddie Sand, and I'm gonna bring you every week a message, a story, lessons learned that will increase your motivation to do what you're passionate about. And I want to tell you today about the the way we perceive things and timing. Because about a couple of weeks ago, I rented a car to drive down south to visit a client, and the car that they gave me was interesting. Okay, I don't go and pay for the most expensive car unless they upgrade me free. I don't do that. Just give me a car that'll take me from A to B. Well, they gave me this car called a Kia Soul. Never seen it before. Never. Like, I never noticed that car ever. And it was okay. It was a little boxy for my taste, but you know what? It was new. It was nice, and I ended up liking it because it had this turbo drive where it would push. It wanted to go fast. So I enjoyed the ride. Nevertheless, never have heard of this car before, but don't you know that driving down south and coming back up, I saw about 10, maybe 11 cars, sold cars, the same car that I'm driving. And that's what I'm talking about, the perception that we have. Have you ever done that before? Like, you either bought a new car and all of a sudden you see everybody driving your car. Right? It's the perception that we have of our world, and we've got to pay attention. I want to say attention because if you want something in life, if you want to reach a specific goal in your life, if you know you have a purpose and you just have this feeling that, man, I've got to do something about it, but you just don't know what, a lot of times your perception may be blinded. You may have a blinders on, and you may not see the opportunities for you to express or to do what you're passionate about, right? Another example is when I first came to Florida. This was back in 99 or 2000, something like that. I started my work on a job as customer service. Well, there was something in me that I just knew I needed to do something different. I didn't know what. But it was like I started ending up being bored out of my mind looking at a computer screen taking calls. It was getting to the point where I thought there's got to be something else, but I did not know what. So my perception was that this was all I needed to do, and there was nothing else. But one day, driving back home, I saw a YMCA, and all of a sudden, I started thinking, I wonder if I can do like a part-time job there or something. So I thought, instead of just sending one resume to that one that I saw, I went online and I found that there were, well, I probably didn't go online. It was probably the Yellow Books at that time, back in 2000. But I basically found that there was a bunch of YMCAs in my area. So what do? I sent out to every single one a resume. I will say maybe out of 7 or 8, possibly even 10, I got one call. And so I went to visit. And I go there and I feel like, wow, I feel good. This gym, it was a gym. It was actually a wall climbing gym here in town in Jacksonville, Florida. The biggest indoor climbing wall gym there is here in this state, in this city. So I went there, and don't you know it, I fell in love with the place. And all of a sudden I ended up being into fitness and opportunities showed up, and it's just cool stuff. A whole bunch of cool stuff happened after that. Again, why am I telling you that story? Well, because perception, right? My perception was I thought that what I was doing, customer service, was it. I thought that my talent was it. But there still was something in me. I just didn't know what. And my blinders were on, because obviously it took me maybe, let me see, like 2 years, possibly even 3 years before I got that click. Oh, that YMCA. I used to pass it. I used to pass it every time I came from work 5 days a week, and never did I realize. So the perception, what are you perceiving around you? And the cool thing is that once you find that one thing, that one opportunity, that one thing that you're passionate about, all of a sudden you're gonna get to find yourself into another thing within that same passion area, or more opportunities start to show up, and you're like, wow, this is amazing, how didn't I do this before, blah blah blah. Was because your perception. But I also want to talk about timing. Okay, timing is very important, because when you're ready, I couldn't go and rent that car to visit a client if I didn't have any other type of appointments to go to, right? I'm not going to go just for one client, although I would do it. But the smart thing for me to do is timing. Okay, when can I go? Okay, so this client wants me to be there a certain day of the month. Then let me see what I can do around that day, and come up with more clients, right? Find more clients, prospect, right? So timing is always good. No, I'm sorry. Timing, you're gonna have to find it so that it can be good. All right. So don't just think that you're gonna jump all of a sudden into something and things are gonna work out, because it may be timing, right? You may perceive, oh my goodness, I'm good at this, I'm gonna go ahead and jump in. Actually, again, another story. I'm giving you a lot of stories today. But remember the story that I just shared with you about the hold on, I'm parking right now, guys. The story about me taking that job at the YMCA, right? All right, talking about timing. Now, looking back, I can tell you my timing was wrong. It was wrong. So because I had to struggle a lot, and I think I would have waited. So get this. I perceived the opportunity. My perception was open, and I went and jumped ahead of timing. And what do I mean by that is that, get this. So I told you I had a job, customer service, working 5 days a week. So I was making back then about average of $16 an hour or something like that. This YMCA would only hire me part-time, which is cool. I thought that was great. I could start that. However, not only part-time, but less than half the money that I was making on an hourly basis. What do you think I did? I didn't care. I jumped, right? Without kind of knowing the consequences after that. I mean, it came to the point where I didn't even have fuel to put in my car to go to work, okay? I had to drive my bike for miles away, and I basically had to wake up 3 in the morning, start driving my bike to open the gym at 5:30. Okay, timing, right? So perception and timing. And what do you perceive in your life? Is there something steering you, that you have a passion, or maybe there's something just not right with what you're doing or who you are at the moment? And once you start doing that, your perception will start to change. You'll start to see little hints about what you can do, and it'll become an opportunity. However, timing is very important. All right, don't just jump without understanding the consequences. All right, there's risk that you're going to take, absolutely, but By experience, I would have maybe calculated my risk, right? Okay, maybe started part time, just a few days a week, instead of jumping full in, right? All right, so that's what I have for you. I was thinking about that to share with you today, and again, just understand, right? Perception and timing. You've got to combine those two things so that you can excel in your life in whatever it is that you're passionate about. So if you like this video, if you want to hear more about this positive information, lessons that I've learned, or things that I hear from other people's lessons in their life, give me a like. Let me know if you like. Talk to you later. Peace.